check, check. Mr. Krawcheck? Oh, I have a whole group up there. All right, Mr. Wright should have set us up on Livestream, and I think we are good to go. So welcome all of our virtual audience. We hope that you are able to tune in for the entirety of our show, which will be about 25 to 30 minutes. And we're going to give you a chance to hear some questions and answers in the middle of the performance. So we're going to perform once, do a Q&A, and then perform again. We have some lovely teachers in the audience, so if you have any questions, please save them for the Q&A. Thank you so much for being here. Would you like to give them a round of applause for being here? Let's thank our audience members. Go. There we go. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of history about what we're going to do in case your daughters are at that age where they're not talking to you about everything. I just want to fill you in. Letters from Rivka. Wonderful book. If you haven't read it, you really should. Your daughters have read it. They have not only read it, they have now danced it. So I'm going to let them speak to that a little bit, but the book is about a little girl who immigrates from Russia, through Poland, through Belgium, and finally makes her way to the United States. Along the way, she has many trials and tribulations. I would say more trials than tribulations. But I feel like it connects our young people of today to a young person many years ago, because while hopefully none of our girls have gone through something as traumatic as what Rivka went through, we still deal with trials every day, whether that means that they got their first demerit, or they're not getting along with their mom this morning, or their best friend, who's been their best friend since kindergarten, all of a sudden has new friends and they feel a little left out. Those can be really serious trials for a sixth grader. And I want to tell you, this class has blown me away with their creativity. We've learned all about the dance elements before we did this, so they've learned a lot about choreography, but then they put 4 brains together in one group, most of them, any 5s, 4s? And they created together, so they've also learned collaboration. So we're going to start off with Russia, and they are dancing the emotions of Rivka. So you may not see a Rivka or a mom and dad. They're dancing the emotions that she felt in that country. So see how their movement makes you feel. After Russia, we'll go into Poland, and then we'll go to Belgium, and then finally the boat in Ellis Island. So hope you enjoy. And Poland. and Ellis Island. Hey, ladies, wonderful job. That was so good. How many of you saw a mistake? You saw one? Nuh-uh. I don't believe you. You're supposed to say no. No, mistakes are good, I know. I saw one that's supposed to face front that actually they did to the side, I think. Is that right? Poland? Maybe. Well, maybe it was supposed to be to the side. Anyway, I just want you to know that I don't think it looked like you made a mistake. So that was awesome. I'm really proud of you. That's a lot to remember, don't you think? A lot of material? Yes. So this is what we're going to do now. I'm going to ask the audience if they have any questions, and then I actually have 16 years of questions built up inside of my head from parents in previous years because we are normally in the studio, and you would be able to ask these yourself. But ladies are going to, different ladies are going to answer these, hopefully. If they don't, I'll call on them. So you might want to pick a question you know the answer to. Any questions from the audience about anything you saw today? Miss Wood.
In Russia, there was a movement where you drug two people across the floor, and I'm very curious about that.
Me too.
I think we chose that because it emphasized someone was helping her, like, get through the pain a little bit, but she still felt pain.
So we did that because, so at one point she was like anxious and then it went to happy, but she was anxious for a little while, so that was showing that she was anxious when falling back the first time. And then the spinning around, she was also very anxious, that was her mind like spinning, but we already did something like mind spinning. And then when she fell back a second time, that was a way that we could get them back up to be happy. So that was our way of showing anxiety to happy.
Thank you. Anything else? Yes, Miss Ella.
In Ellis Island, when you were dancing with each other, what did that represent?
Oh, this moment? Yes, I'm curious too.
So that represented dancing with like a partner, so so it was for love. So she met a boy named Peter on the boat, and they fell in love, and so we were kind of dancing.
Poland also has spinning.
Poland.
Did you use spinning for the same reason or a different reason?
Ooh, who'd like to answer that?
So we used it for a different reason. She was excited because she knew she was like, that was at one point where she was really excited because she was going to leave Poland, but then she got sad again, so we started doing the more sad movements. So I think that we were trying to show like happiness instead of like as they were doing like mind spinning and anxiety.
I like the mind spinning and anxiety represented by spinning. It's good. Belgium, what was the most meaningful part of your dance to someone? You might all have different ideas, but can someone answer?
So, I think the most meaningful part was when she felt trapped, and that was when we made a box and she tried to get through. This emphasized that she couldn't go to America with her family because of her ringworm, so she was trapped in Belgium.
I think the most meaningful part is at the end, whenever we were taking little steps forward and then going within. That was symbolizing that she was excited to go to America, but she was also scared what to expect because she got used to Belgium and she enjoyed it a lot.
So in years past, some of the parents have asked, how did this project come to be? Did I just walk in and say, choreograph a dance to Rivka, and this is what happened? Someone who hasn't spoken yet, would you like to speak to how you started this process? Oh, Haley. You guys are making me walk. I'm getting my steps in.
In English class, we had a book and we were reading about it, just the journey of her family traveling. She was Jewish, and so we decided to do a dance about the different times in the book.
But how did it start in dance class? Not about the different times.
Well, it started in dance class because we learned about the different motions, up, down, and the different energies, and so we use what we learned and put it in our dance.
But that's good. Yes, that's a summary of it.
So she gave us a piece of paper and we wrote down the words that stuck out to us from the chapter, and that's what we based the dance on.
What was the process like for someone? Did anybody find it difficult?
Will you speak to that, please? I asked if anyone found it somewhat difficult.
I found it a little difficult because I've never actually choreographed something. But it also was really fun because I got to work with different people and see how they saw things. But it was fun, but difficult at the same time.
That's good. I like that.
I thought at some points that it was difficult because it was sometimes hard to feel relieved and make that move, but with other teammates and teamwork, you could put it together and it would make a good dance.
So a little bit about collaboration. Anybody have a hard time with collaboration? Good, Caroline. I'm glad somebody did. Otherwise, I don't have anything else to teach.
So, it wasn't necessarily super hard, but when I choreograph things, I usually do it alone. So it was very interesting, and it kind of changed my perspective on dance, I guess, a little bit, to choreograph with other people. And I think it really made a big impact on my dance career, and I think it did on everybody else. I don't know.
Any adults out there ever collaborate? Every day, almost every minute of every day, I would say. All right, is there anything else that you want? We're going to do this one more time in case someone tuned in late. Is there anyone who has something about your dance you want the audience to see? Elizabeth, you have said nothing, and I know you have lots to say. Is there anything about your dance you want them to see?
That we are implying emotions for her emotions in the book, because she goes from happy to sad to anxious and then really excited very quickly.
Anybody else? Last chance. Oh, you've already spoken.
Okay, so the reason why we went with green, because she is at Ellis Island in America, and you'd usually do red, white, and blue. But the reason why we picked green is because, like, if you could tell, she was on like this roller coaster of emotions, and I feel like green is really like, it doesn't really have an emotion, but it can have lots of different emotions at the same time. So when she was happy, I feel like the green went well, but also when she was sad, I think the black kind of also like made some like had some part in the sadness. So I think the green went really well to kind of implement that she was like on a roller coaster of emotions.
That's wonderful. Okay, we're going to start again. So everybody go take a seat, and we'll start with Russia. And now that they've spoken about it, hopefully it gives you more information to watch the dance. I don't even know if they really know this, but the reason there's no music is because I really like for them to stay true to the content. So I want them to pay attention to the reason that they're jumping up, not because the music dictates that they do so. So that they will have music for their May celebration. All you parents, please don't worry. But this is without music so they can stay true. ladies, I would like for you to make your way back to the studio, and everything has to be hung up, yes? And I will be right there. Don't leave before I get back, okay? All right, thank you so much. You did a wonderful job. Audience members, thank you so much. And to our virtual audience, I totally forgot that I could actually take off my mask these days. This is my face. I'm Mrs. Zarobsky, Laurel for all of you adults, and I just forgot to introduce myself. I really want to thank you for supporting these girls in dance. I believe that it's extremely important. She forgot her shoes. Extremely important for their well-being and their general knowledge as an adult. My goal is not to turn everyone into a dancer, but to make them aware so that when they go see a dance performance, they know a lot of work went into it, and they can think about, what did that choreography mean? What were they trying to say? How were they trying to make me feel? And it's just one more outlet for these young ladies to express themselves. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, and have a great day.